Have you ever wondered if someone close to you might be hiding dark intentions while posing as a friend? Sometimes the smiling people around us are hiding toxic and manipulative attitudes that we only realize when it's too late. In this video, we'll reveal 7 common behaviors of people with bad intentions, the subtle signs they use to disguise their true motivations, and how you can protect yourself. If you value healthy relationships and want to recognize those who may be undermining your well-being, watch to the end. Believe me, understanding these signs can transform your life and your choices. However, there are indicators that, once understood, can alert us to the presence of these intentions. In this video, we will explore 7 typical attitudes of malicious people and show you how to recognize these signs, helping you to protect yourself and promote a healthy environment around you. After all, while there are people who wish us well, there are also those who, unfortunately, can harm us by disguising themselves as loyal friends. If you value clarity and want to strengthen your well-being in relationships, this content is for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more reflections that can transform the way you see people and the world around you. Perhaps you've already asked yourself, what really is a malicious person? I'll answer that now. This type of person doesn't resemble the classic villain who reveals themselves quickly or who you identify quickly, and that's usually why they're dangerous. It's someone who puts their own interests above all else and doesn't hesitate to harm others in order to gain an advantage while pretending to be your friend. So take a good look at these 7 characteristics I'm about to share with you. But first, don't forget to subscribe so you can always receive our videos on genuine reactions and how to protect yourself. And now, let's get straight to the first warning signs of malicious behavior. To begin with, let's talk about those who frequently gossip. It seems like harmless behavior most of the time, doesn't it? Let's talk about those who have a habit of gossiping frequently. At first glance, it may seem harmless, even a social pastime, but gossip goes far beyond simple words exchanged in secret. It is one of the most obvious attitudes of those who act with ulterior motives. Talking negatively about others behind their backs may seem small, but it's actually an effective way of weakening bonds of trust, sowing discord and creating environments full of insecurity. Those who gossip often have a clear objective, however unconscious, to feel superior or to divert attention from their own shortcomings. By criticizing or spreading rumors about others, they seek to project an image of control or relevance. However, what they actually demonstrate is an inability to deal with their own problems or limitations. What's more, gossip has a devastating effect on relationships. It not only harms the people who are criticized, but also those who participate or just listen. Who's to say that you won't be the next subject? The truth is that no one likes to trust someone who uses words as a weapon. Trust is silently destroyed, and relationships, which could be strengthened by support and understanding, become fragile and marked by distrust. Gossip also feeds a negative cycle of energy. The more you speak ill of others, the more you create an environment of toxic competitiveness and veiled resentment. It's like planting seeds of discord that grow and suffocate everything around them. Those who actively engage in this kind of behavior end up attracting a reputation as unreliable people, which, ironically, further isolates those who try to stand out at the expense of others. It is therefore essential to be aware of those who gossip on a regular basis. These people may seem friendly on the surface, but their intentions can be harmful. The real power of a healthy relationship lies not in nasty comments or rumors made in the shadows, but in honesty, mutual respect, and the ability to support each other. Avoid those who use gossip as a tool and value those who prefer to build bridges rather than destroy them. Another sign of a dangerous person is the absence of empathy in their actions. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, an essential characteristic for building healthy and meaningful relationships. However, it is often lacking in people with negative intentions. These people tend to exhibit behaviors that reveal a deep emotional disconnection. They may appear insensitive to the suffering of others, treating serious problems as irrelevant or worse, a joke. They often choose inopportune moments to make sarcastic or dismissive comments, unable to perceive the impact of their words. This disdain, in turn, can be a strategy to minimize the importance of others' emotions, reinforcing a sense of control or superiority. The absence of empathy not only hinders the creation of genuine bonds, but also reveals a lack of real interest in the needs and feelings of others. In situations that call for compassion, these people show their true nature, prioritizing their own intentions over the collective well-being. We must also not forget those who display an inordinate competitiveness. Although a certain level of competitiveness is normal and even healthy, individuals with malicious intent often go overboard. Unbridled competitiveness can be a clear sign of negative intentions. While a healthy level of competitiveness is natural and even motivating, some people take it to the extreme. They feel a constant need to be ahead, even in situations where competition is unnecessary. This attitude is reflected in behaviors such as insisting on always having the last word, belittling the achievements of others, or making negative comparisons in order to stand out. These people often minimize the merits of others, either with derogatory comments or by highlighting flaws to reduce the luster of legitimate achievements. In addition, their incessant quest for superiority can generate discomfort and unnecessary rivalry, damaging relationships and collaborative environments. This exaggerated competitiveness, often motivated by insecurity, demonstrates an inability to celebrate the success of others, turning moments of togetherness into exhausting disputes. Fake people also use constant manipulation without the person close to them realizing it. Manipulation is a common practice among people with this profile and often goes unnoticed. Manipulation is used as a tool to achieve their goals, and they can use tricks such as victimization, emotional blackmail, or even lies to get what they want. It is essential to understand the intention behind these behaviors. All of us at some point can exhibit similar traits, but people with bad intentions practice these acts consistently with the aim of hurting, controlling, or gaining some advantage over others. These individuals also have an impressive ability to manipulate and distort events, interpreting situations and speech in a way that exclusively serves their interests. This behavior leads us to an important question: how can we protect ourselves and prevent people like this from invading our lives? The key is to improve our self-knowledge and strengthen our intuition. When we are clear about who we are, what we value, and our own limits, it becomes much easier to identify when someone is disrespecting these boundaries. Trusting our instincts is also essential. If something doesn't feel right, or if we feel we're being manipulated, it's important to listen to that feeling. Our intuition is a valuable tool shaped throughout human history to help us identify and avoid dangers. Another effective way to protect ourselves is to build a circle of trust made up of people who have already shown loyalty and have good intentions. These trusted friends and family members can offer advice and support in times of doubt, helping us to see more clearly. One behavior that often indicates bad intentions is the constant use of victimhood. Individuals who always place themselves as victims, regardless of the situation, may be trying to manipulate others' compassion and perception. Although we all have challenges, malicious people often use their tragic stories as an excuse to avoid responsibility, seeking to gain sympathy or justification for their negative behavior. Another obvious sign is a lack of responsibility. These people rarely accept their mistakes. Instead, they tend to shift the blame onto others, external circumstances, or even fate. This attitude demonstrates a lack of integrity and self-awareness. Bad people also tend to disrespect boundaries. In any healthy relationship, boundaries are fundamental. However, individuals with bad intentions often ignore these barriers, invading privacy, making exaggerated demands, or disregarding the needs and feelings of others. This disrespect is a clear attempt to dominate and manipulate. Now that you recognize these signs, it's important to know how to protect yourself and deal with this type of behavior. Start by strengthening your own boundaries, clearly establishing what is acceptable and what is not in your relationships. Don't be afraid to communicate these boundaries and to take a stand when they are crossed. Secondly, practice assertiveness. Being assertive means expressing your feelings, thoughts, and needs clearly and respectfully, without aggression. This allows you to defend yourself without disrespecting the rights of others. Also, seek support. If you feel you are dealing with someone who is malicious, especially if they are in a position of power or trying to control you, it is essential to have a support network. This support can come from close friends, family members, or even professionals such as therapists or counselors. And finally, remember that there is always the option of walking away. If a relationship, be it love or friendship, is causing you more stress than good, if you feel constantly exhausted, disrespected, or manipulated, reevaluate how worthwhile it is to stay in it. Sometimes, the best decision is to distance yourself, preserving your peace and energy. Ultimately, time is a precious and limited resource. It is therefore essential to be aware of the warning signs in our relationships without falling into the extreme of becoming excessively suspicious. Most people act with good intentions, seeking their own way as best they can, just like us. The secret lies in balancing openness and trust with caution and discernment. Value yourself and invest in taking care of your emotional health, creating a favorable environment for genuine and positive relationships to thrive around you. If you value content on personal development, wisdom, and relationships, take this opportunity and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any content that can transform your view of the world and your relationships. See you next time.